Hi, the doctor's in. I'm Dr. LB, and I'm here to help you through your math difficulties. Today, we look at Descartes' rule of signs. Descartes' rule of signs states that if you have a general polynomial with real coefficients, the number of positive real zeros of f of x is either the same as the number of sign changes of f of x or less than the number of sign changes of f of x by a positive integer. If there's exactly one sign change, f has exactly one positive integer. The number of negative real zeros will either be the same as the number of sign changes of f of negative x or less than the number of sign changes of f of negative x by a positive integer. Again, if there's exactly one sign change, f has exactly one negative real zero. Let's look at a couple of examples. Here we want to determine the possible number of positive and negative real zeros. So we look at f of x here. We have x cubed plus 9x squared plus 5x minus 6. So looking at f of x, we have no sign variation, which means that we're going to have no positive real roots. Now, for the negative, let's look at f of negative x. If I do negative x cubed, then that's just negative x cubed. If I square negative x, then I just have x squared. So that's a positive 9x squared. If I put in negative x here for 5x, I'm going to have negative 5x and then plus 6. So let's look to see how many sign variations. I go from negative to positive, that's one sign variation. Positive to negative, that's another sign variation. And negative positive, which makes 3 sign variations. And what that means is that we're going to have 3 or we're going to have to, it says that it is either that number or it's going to be decreased by an even integer. So if I do 3 minus 2, I'll get 1. So we're going to have 3 or 1 negative real roots. Let's look at another one. Suppose we have negative 9x cubed plus 4x squared minus 5x plus 2. So looking here, we go from negative to positive, that's one sign variation. Positive to negative, that's a second sign variation. And negative to positive, that's a third sign variation. So we have 3 sign variations, which means we're going to have 3 and then we decrease it by an even integer. 3 minus 2 is 1. So we're going to have 3 or 1 positive real roots. Now let's look at f of negative x. If I put a negative in here, this is going to make this 9x cubed. If I put a negative, that's going to be 4x squared. That's not going to change. If I put a negative x here, I'm going to have 5x and then plus 2. So here we have no sign variations, which means we're going to have 0 negative real roots. So remember that Dr. LB is always in. Please come back for more math help.